Ok, vado. Ok, stacca pure. Sono attaccato. Vado.
Ale deciso.
Oh yes. Silence is arguably the hardest route in the world, famous for its weird and complex moves on outrageous holds. If you're curious to have a closer look, sit back, relax, and enjoy in detail our the holds on Silence. The first part of Silence starts in common with one of the most repeated routes in the cave, Nordic Flower. The hardest part of this section comes at the very beginning, on tiny crimps and technical moves. The hardest move for me is going again with the left hand using this knee bar. Then there are 2 good holds and another little cracks with this heel on tiny crimps again. From there starts a section where it's mostly about endurance, on good holds, underclings, and some of the best knee bars I ever seen. It is very important to optimize this part because coming from the ground into the first crack of Silence with just a little bit of pump will be deadly. The key here is to climb fast and efficiently and take advantage of all the knee bars and rest to get to the final part as fresh as possible. Holds are good, but it's very steep, so it's easy to get pumped. This climb starts in the middle of the cave and it's in common with many lines like Nordic Plumber, Nordic Flower, Move and of course Silence. They all get to this good knee bar and from there they split in all different ways. This is the best knee bar of the route. Here I can rest from 2 to 3 minutes and it is important here to recover 100%. The rest is so good that climbing or not climbing the first part wouldn't change much, but we climb the first part because it's more logical to start from the ground than starting from a static rope. From the knee bar there is a very easy part on some of the most amazing holds I ever seen. The rock here is just simply unique and the feeling on the holes and on the rock is magical. But then, after this part, a small boulder problem of about 7B connects the easy part to the first cracks. This small boulder problem is a compression part between heels and bed holes, and then you get to the knee bar before the first crack. The knee bar here is not very good. I tried with both legs and for me the right one felt better. And this will be very important for sending the route, because after that you're climbing on the hardest section of silence. From the undercling, I go to a very bad hole with my right hand, and it is important to toe hook with the right foot. From there, I go to a bad pinch with the left hand that lets me bring up my foot, and go again 3 times to go to the slot that is the hardest and probably most painful hold on silence. From the slot and the hold that now you take as an undercling, then you have to bring up your foot higher than your head and try to lock your right foot on a big crack. And then there is a hard move, going to a sloper and going again to a 1-finger pocket. From this position, 90% of my body weight is on my foot. And then I take this crack with my left hand and I go and jam my right hand right below the foot. From here, I toe hook with my left foot and go to a small crimp to go again to a small cube on the right of the root. But for me, upside down is on the left. From this small cube, I go with my right hand to a pretty good crimp. From there, I take the undercling with my left hand and I release my left and right foot from the crack and toe hook with my left foot. Then I go to a good hold on the left and I put a really high heel on the right to go to a very good hold. From here, there is the rest after cracks 1. I lock both my knees and release both hands and try to stay as much as possible, even if it's tiring for the legs. This rest here is crucial because after the cracks 1, there is the second cracks, so it is very important to rest not 100% but almost to get to the second cracks. From here, cracks 2 starts. Small crimp on the right, left heel, and an undercling on the left. From there, it's very hard to put a high left foot on a hole that is always wet. And then there is the hardest move of cracks 2. I go to an intermediate with the right hand and go again to a right shoulder, which is quite far and hard to catch. But once I catch it, it's not that bad. But the route is not finished yet. I have to place my left foot a bit higher and cross to a very small crimp and go again with the left hand to a bigger hold. Then I do a dynamic move to a very good hold on the right, and I do a heel toe jam with my right foot. Here it's possible to rest a bit, because in the next part it's still possible to fall. A couple of undercling to match, and then a good slot where I can match and rest again. From there, I think the route is almost over. Then some good holds again, and the last rest of the route. The rest with a double toe hook is really good, and from there is just the last section. A double sloppy undercling, a slot with my left hand, and a good hold with the right. Left heel hook, and go on a far good hold. Cross to the last jug and clip the anchor. And the route is done, if you start from the ground.
Go down and think of it.
So these were all, ma proprio all the holds on silence. Let me know in the comments which one was your favorite, which do you think was the worst, and which one would you like to hold on to.